What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of The Block is Hot. Today is Monday, which means we're going over this week's best upcoming CNFT mints. And guys, there are a lot of mints and a lot of opportunities, especially in the market we're in. But I do want to remind everyone that just because a project is on my list today doesn't necessarily mean I'm minting it, or it doesn't mean that you should mint it. It simply means that I think you should check out the project a little bit more because it passes my checklist and it looks like it has potential. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Before getting started here, guys, I am going to once again, very similar to the CNFT market update video, kind of do a one take thing here. I really like mixing things up because you get kind of bored and burn out doing the same thing all the time. And this is a lot more fun to me for me to just kind of talk on the mic, flaws and all. And I also feel like I can relate to you guys more, and you guys can see a little bit more of my personality. Whereas, you know, if you're trying to do these clips and you edit stuff, it's not manufactured, but it's a lot more strict and professional. So this is kind of more like a conversation between me and you guys and kind of bridging that gap. But yes, let's get started. Project number one here, guys, are Ugly Bros. Now, I've mentioned Ugly Bros a few times, but I need to mention it again because the deadline for their raffle for their season 2 is tomorrow, the 26th. So if you haven't already, go on their Discord, enter for that raffle. I expect these to do very well. There's going to be 7,500 in this season 2, and they're going to be 70 ADA for the public if you manage to beat the raffle and get into the raffle. I expect these to do very well for a couple different reasons. One, they have 13.5 thousand followers. Two, their previous season, Ugly Bros season 1, is going for about 675 ADA floor right now. And three, like, their community is just super strong. They're constantly on Twitter Spaces. I mean, this is one of those projects that are just everywhere. And the way the market is right now, I'd be very surprised if they didn't do well, at least get a double or triple up, especially since it's only 70 ADA. Now, the second project on our list today, guys, is Overexposed. Now, the deadline for entering the raffle is already over. Congratulations if you did get into the raffle. Only one of my wallets actually managed to squeeze by, which I'm happy for. I wish I had gotten like 10 or 20 because you don't see an opportunity like Overexposed too often, but I can't complain and I'm lucky to be able to get one. Now, these are minting on the 26th if you have the Genesis and on the 27th for the public mint. I expect these to do very well, and if you have qualified, definitely be going for this. And in my opinion, you should hold it. This is one of those few circumstances where you don't want to sell in P1, guys. You really want to hold this because I think this is going to be one of the best CNFT projects on Cardano. They have done everything correctly to the T. Their marketing is on point. Their art is unique. I love the concept of it. The team is doxed. They're constantly in different Twitter Spaces, and I'm extremely impressed with how they've handled everything and just how they operate. I'm going to be looking to buy in anything under 500 ADA. I doubt I'm going to be able to snipe very many under that 500 ADA price because I do think these are going to rocket to about 1,000 ADA floor very, very quickly. Just in my opinion, guys, you know, it could take a while to get there, but just so you know, if these are under 500, I'm buying. If these are under 700, I might be buying a few just because I think as a long-term investment, this is just a no-brainer. The next project on our list here, Ape Society. They are releasing their cabins or like their kind of cottage things this week on the 28th. Now there's going to be around 4,750 minimum for the public at 150 ADA each. I like the Ape Society a lot, and I expect these cabins to do very, very well. These cabins, you're actually even going to be able to stake non-ape NFTs and get society tokens as well, which is their main utility token. I think this project is going to do very well in the future, and I'd be surprised if these cabins weren't at least a double up if you were trying to quick flip it, and I'd be surprised if they don't go stupid in the future once Ape Society gets bigger and bigger, because in my opinion, they really are the Bored Ape Yacht Club of the Cardano ecosystem. Next project here, guys, are the Spaceturion cards. Now, these Spaceturion cards are already out, and they're going for about 224 ADA for their base one. You can actually get an upgraded one, which is like the FE, for about 400 ADA. I expect these cards to do relatively well because they're only adding another 550 at 90 ADA each. So if you do 550 divided by 872 times the current floor of 224, you get about 140 ADA. So I expect these cards to drop after that supply comes in, but I'd be very surprised if it wasn't at least 100 to 140 ADA, and these being 90 ADA, that is a clean dub. It's a nice little profit. And guys, it's not always about getting these 5Xs, these 10Xs, these 20Xs. A lot of times, small gains like this where you can get multiple can actually add up big time. If $20 or 20 ADA isn't a lot to you, well, times that by 10. Okay, now we're talking about 200. Okay, if 200 isn't a lot to you, okay, times that by 10. Now we're at 2,000, right? So don't sleep on these little gains. One of the things I do in one of my businesses is I buy and sell a bunch of stuff, and you'd be surprised how much money you can make from something that's only making you $1 or $2 per sale, right? It just adds up like crazy. So don't sleep on drops like this. These Spaceturion cards are going to be whitelist only though, and basically there's going to be 550 spots. So 200 spots are going to be collaboration giveaways, 200 spots are going to be through events, engagement in the community Discord and Twitter, and then 150 spots are going to be raffled among current holders. So if you can get into the whitelist, I do recommend minting this. Next project on our list is Chains of War. Now I have a whole entire video covering Chains of War. I did a complete breakdown. It was honestly a really great breakdown, if I do say so myself. These are dropping on the 29th, guys. There's going to be 10,000 and they're going to be 99 ADA each. Now I do believe this is a lot of ADA. It's about 1 million ADA. That's significantly more than a lot of different projects. However, I do think that this project has a ton of potential, and I do realize that they need to get a bunch of ADA in order to fund their game and fund all the development they're trying to do. I don't know how well they're going to do in the short term just because it is a lot of ADA, but because the market is so hot right now, maybe these do really well in the short term. However, as a long-term investment, I do believe in this team. I think they're going to do big things, and I do really like the art. Just checking out their website, guys, you can see all the amount of time that has gone into these different species, that have gone into these different layers. They literally had to have so many different species, so many different races, all of these different families and clans within them, all of these different graphics. I mean, it really looks insane, guys, and I don't want to go too deep because I have a whole entire video covering it, but this should definitely be a project on your radar. They just look insane. I mean, look at the details going into this. It like you really don't see that too often, and the fact that they're trying to build a game and they have a roadmap intact, and literally in the past month they've already 3 times the amount of followers since I reviewed them. Definitely keep this on your list. Next project, Omega Corp. They are also releasing on the 29th of April. There's going to be 3,333 of these cyberpunk characters. And I believe, guys, they are going to be 80 ADA each. I think this project is going to do very well. One of the things that I look for in a project is I look for these different videos, guys. Like these different little Twitter videos of these different graphics are very expensive to do, and it's a lot of talent, right? So when I see like different animations like that, rather than them just making simple posts or simple GIFs, it makes me really interested in the project because it means that they are investing a significant amount of money into marketing before they even release this. So one, that gives a lot of credibility in the aspect like, oh, okay, like I know they have money and resources to do this. 2, I know they're willing to spend money and resources into doing this. And 3, I know they have the intelligence in a sense to realize the high ROI in doing something like that. A lot of their posts have been getting a ton of engagement as well, and I do believe these look really clean. I like the 3D models, and it's insane how many more high quality projects are going into the CNFT space. I'm super excited. And look at this, guys. It's like stuff like this that gets me excited. This is not easy to do. This is expensive to do. And the fact that they're doing stuff like this gives me a lot more promise into the project. As far as the website goes, once again, guys, it looks really clean, and you can see all the different animations and graphics and details that have been going into this project. When it comes to their roadmap, they really haven't given too many details, but it looks like they're having these 3,333 corpos, which are dropping this month, and then later on, they're going to have a whole entire spaceship that you can build, very similar to Boss Cat Rocket Club or the Smooth Yeti snowmobiles. Then eventually, they're going to have these new intelligent species of aliens, I guess, and maybe those are catalyst events such as you can mint them, and then eventually they're going to have the economy aspect where you're actually going to be able to mine these different asteroids and earn credits, or in this case, their utility token. I do think this project has a lot of potential, guys, and I do think it'll do well in the short and the long term. The next project on our list today, guys, are the Zepper moon racers from Prosperia. Now, these Zepper moon racers are going to be dropping on May 1st. There's going to be 3,550 of them at 85 ADA each. Now, if you own one of these Zepper racers, you're actually going to be able to race them in the future, and you're going to be able to earn not only Prosperia tokens, which is going to be their main utility token, but you're also going to be able to earn ADA as well. And on top of that, each of these Zepper racers are actually going to have a faction built into the metadata, which is kind of your family or your clan or your guild in a sense. And in the future, there's going to be these faction wars, and whichever faction wins over a period of time in the game, they're actually going to be getting some of the royalties or different ADA rewards from this project. So super cool stuff. If you own one of their multi-passes already, you're actually going to be able to mint this sooner. If you have the Elite, it's on the 26th, VIP on the 28th, and the Standard is going to be on the 30th. Now, this project doesn't have a ton of eyes on it yet. I believe they only have about 23 to 2,400 followers, but I do think this project is one of those things that are going to do well in the long term, even though I don't know how well they're going to do in the short term. I think they're going to do well. I think it would be a nice opportunity, especially since their Prosperia passes have done so well. I think there were only 40 ADA, and now they're going over 200 ADA, but definitely a project to keep your eye on regardless, since I do think they're going to be delivering on a lot of stuff in the future. Now, the last project on our list today, guys, are the Smooth Yeti Mountain Club snowmobiles. Now, this has been hyped up a ton. These look great. They look phenomenal. They're 3D, they're rotating, you see all angles and sides. They really look great. Now, these are dropping on the 1st of May, and they're going to be 100 ADA each. This is going to be a whitelist only drop where you are going to need the Smooth Yeti Mountain Club Yetis in order to participate in this drop, and you're actually going to be able to get up to 2 parts per Yeti that you have, or per wallet that has your Yetis. So if you're going for this and you have a bunch of Yetis, make sure you send your Yetis to different wallets and verify all of them in the Discord. And then that way you can hopefully get more than just 2 parts here. But I expect these to do well. They have a whole list of the different utilities that these are going to have, but only one thing has been exposed so far, and that's that these are going to enable you to buy exclusive land in the Yetiverse that they do in the future, which is really cool stuff. I haven't really seen a project do that. So in order to get that land, guys, you will need to have a snowmobile. And who knows the different utilities that land is going to have, and who knows the other utilities that they have yet to announce. I'm personally going to be trying to build a couple snowmobiles if I can get a decent amount of parts and if I can get the parts at the right price. So definitely keep your eyes on this. I would be surprised if the parts, even if you were just to quick flip it, weren't at least a double up. But in my opinion, this could be a really great situation to actually build these snowmobiles, because I do think they're going to have a lot of value in the future. Now, that pretty much wraps up the best upcoming CNFT mints of this week, guys. Now, there are a lot of other mints happening this week that I think have potential, but I think the ones that I listed here today are the ones I'm most confident on as far as a short term goes and as far as a long term goes. But just remember, guys, like, do your own research. I'm not necessarily going to be minting all of these. These are just some projects that I think have a lot of potential, especially with the market right now. Like, we really are in a minting and flipping market right now. So it's definitely worth going for a lot of these drops. Whereas last month, I don't know if I could say the same about some of the projects that, I have listed, or, just in general. Now, another thing that I want to bring up here before I leave is that I am going to California for the next week to see a friend that I haven't seen in a really long time. He's actually in the military and he's stationed there. So I'm excited to go and hang out with him. He's one of my best friends. I've been friends with him since 4th grade. So I'm sure that I'm bringing my laptop and my mic. So hopefully I can record stuff while I'm there, while he's in training. But I have no idea, guys. Like, I haven't really tried recording from my laptop. Most of the time I'm on my PC here, but I'm going to see if I can record some stuff. Just know that if I'm not recording a bunch of stuff, it means that either the camera quality is just total crap, because I don't have a USB 3.0 and that, for some reason, that makes a difference, guys. Like, just one of the random things you have to know when you're recording videos versus USB 2, or I'm in trouble somewhere. Like, I'm either drowning trying to surf for the first time, or I'm on a hike and we're out of water. Like, there has been some crazy memories I've had with this dude. And like, every time we hang out, like, there's always some random crap that happens and like some sort of tough situation that we have to get out of. Like, I remember one of the times that we went on a hike. Like, it was one of my first times backpacking, and he picked one of like the toughest hikes to go on. It was like a 20-something mile like hike through these waterfalls. It was like a bunch of stuff, but we didn't have enough water, and it was like the most dehydrated I've ever been, and like hallucinating level. There's just like been a lot of stuff that should have not happened when we've gone on trips together, but that ended up happening. And like, yes, if you don't hear from me in like 2 weeks, maybe I'm lost or got attacked by something, or I passed out on the side of the road, and now you'll no longer get CNFT market update videos, and it'll be a sad day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope everyone has fun. Hope everyone has a great week. Hope you guys can mint some stuff, make some money this week. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.